No. There it is. Okay. Hi everyone. sorry, I'm sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late. I'm quite late. I very apologize. Let's see. I'm still trying to get everything together. You can see my hair is a mess. Oh, that was the wrong way. This way? There we go. I know it's backwards. So it's a hot day here. I've been spending the day in a sports bra and little shorty booty shorts. So let's make sure that's muted. That is muted. We'll get to Twitch. Let me bring up my chats, and then we'll start hanging out. So my assistant, the lovely Raina Sunshine, called me a minute ago, and a few minutes ago, and I was just like, "Ah, crap," because she called me right before 3, and I'm like, "Ah, damn, it's 3 o'clock already." I had no idea what time it was. I lost all track, so that's why we're a little late. That's why it's gonna take a few minutes for me to get together here and for us to get the stream going. So, um, yeah, I don't like much of this, but we're here and everything's good. Alexis, hi, hon. How are you doing? Let me get this chat popped out. 3 is 15 minus 7, 8 a.m. What are you doing up at 8 a.m.? Are you catching me before work or? Had to do a little bit of Aussie math there, but I think we're good. Pop out this chat. Oh, have you been able to chat in YouTube since the stream was supposed to have started? That's kind of rad. I'm worth the wait. That's good to know. That's good to know. Thank gosh. And Twitch already wants to run an ad break. I hope that you're subscribed on Twitch because I don't want you to have to deal with it. And just having your morning coffee. I love it. The best part of waking up, Emily, in your stream. Let's just run a couple hairs or a couple brush hairs through my hair. Technically, we can chat before the stream goes live. That's so cool. I love that. And yes, that Jane Doe is our good friend Anna, correct? Making sure I've got that right. And I saw Miss Wolfhaven is in there as well. Hello, everybody. Sorry that I made you wait. I'm glad that at least some of you feel I'm worth the wait, but let's put the hair up just for a second because it's hot. All right, so we don't have a secondary camera. We don't have half of the crap done that we need to. And of course, Raina calls me and I go, oh crap. So I hang up with her immediately, kind of abruptly. Sorry, hun. And then start scrambling to get everything together. Open OBS and my entire computer immediately locks up. OBS crashes. I try to open OBS again. It says that it's already open. Good. That's that's such a good sign. And so I just restarted the whole computer and it's frustrating. I need this program. Yes. And I need to create a room. Do I need to create a room? What is this? What are we doing? Creative block? Okay, enter the control room. Does the phone have any batteries? Oh, probably not enough. 39%. Cables aren't behaving very well. Is this gonna reach? It might just barely. My cushion's not working. Still waiting on the right visa. Oy. Kill 9, the process. Well, I'm glad you get to see your girlfriend this week. That's dope. That's cool. This phone is so small. This is my SE, my 2020 SE, which is bigger than my previous SE, and so much smaller than my 15. I literally just put my password in. Why do I have to put my password again to tell you to talk to the freaking computer? So stupid. Oh, Video Ninja is already open on here. Cool, cool, cool. That's a good sign. What are you doing, a work visa, Alexis? Back camera. No audio. Perfect, perfect. Start. No. No, 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 no. Wait. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Come on. Come on. That is, there you go. You can do it. I knew you could. I knew you could. I just had so much faith in you. Join room with camera. Allow. You're so stupid. No audio. Start. We have a camera, y'all. This is gonna be great. This is gonna work super good. Okay. Now I have to go over to the other scene and get this sort of set up right. Okay. Copied. Let's go ahead and hide that one. We don't need that right yet. And then I promise, this will be the last time that I am this far behind. We had Ventura Pride this last weekend, and I didn't realize how much of my setup I had sort of dismantled to do that. Oh, that didn't work at all. Whale poop. Are you upside down, or what are we doing here? No, you're right side up. That's good. That's good. Now we just need to get it to see if we can angle it the right way. At this stupid bendy phone holder. That's about the worst that it could be. Let's see. What is that? What is that? That's pretty good. It's pretty good. A little kind of straightish, which is rare in this house. That's the edge of my desk pretty much. So our work area is about here. Let me get a little bit more of the tripod out of the way. I wonder if we can zoom the phone out a little bit. Oh, we don't have to zoom the phone out. We already made it bigger last time. So we can just do this. Okay. Now it's really weirdly angled. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Move it without it going off the back of the desk. I think I'm almost happy with that. There we go. Let's pull it down there. Sweet. We'll use the edge of the desk and my phone as the bounds of the desk. Cool. That's perfect. Gotta get rid of my audio cable here. That was probably fun for y'all to hear. All right. And then let's put on some music, because I like to yap and keep things going, but it's better if I have a little bit of help. Stream, what? No, I don't need an update of iTunes. Not yet, not now, currently. Stream beats best. I gotta hit play to... That, for me, seems quite loud, but I think for y'all, that's pretty good. Let's take it down a little bit for both of us. Yeah, and then I can just turn down the volume of the whole system so I can hear it in the background, but it's not like annoying. That's great. Awesome. I'm on a holiday visa. As soon as I file for the protection visa, I'll get a bridge. Yeah. Nice. Thank you. I'm glad you like the volume. This is white desk. It's obviously a little bit dirty in some spots. Could use a sand and a repaint. The funny thing is that my mouse does not like the white. Like it of course, you can't see it right now, the mouse, but it seems to be working perfectly. But typically it struggles a lot on this surface. It does not like this paint, apparently. I feel like this came out of the house in Malibu. I believe it was a built-in desk between two bookcases, and we took it out and we put in, because we got two matching desks, one for her, one for me, and mine went in the space that the built-in had previously sat. And so for some reason I kept it. I took it as part of the divorce. I moved it and I brought it here. Now I use it for these purposes. Or these purposes. All right. So last week we did a unicorn. This week we already know what we're going to do. Once I get my crap together here, I think we're going to have about a half hour to do that. That's perfect. My sketchbook should be behind me on the floor, which is also pretty perfect. And we just need to figure out what color. Miss Wolfhaven, this is, or do you prefer Mrs.? I mean, you are married, but let me know. Today is a wolf for you. No quality guarantees, but just, that's what we're doing. So let me know what you like. I think that's the black one. So I have a navy blue, which I think will be pretty cool. I have a medium lightish purple, which I'm just going to show you this because I think that's a pretty good... Yeah, the purple that you see there is a pretty good representation. And this is, like I said, a navy blue. We did the unicorn in this pink. So we're not going to do pink again. I also have a nice cinnamony maroon. It's a little... It's not quite cinnamony. It's just a maroon. Royal blue. Teal? What do you like? What do you like for a wolf? Let me know. I think Raina might have to go ask. All right. Let's get this sketchbook. Such a classic Stream Beats song. I need to find something to use this for. It's a hell of a beat. Where are you, Miss Unicorn? There you are. Okay. This is something I would normally be terrified to do, using the same page as another drawing. Oh, pooples. All right. Ultimate marriage test. Which of these lovely colors do you think she would most prefer? While you are choosing that, remember that the middle is not a black, it's a navy blue. The rest is pretty well represented. While you are choosing that, I'm going to find my wolf. Definitely got to be Howling, I would assume. Purple is her favorite color, so we will do a purple wolf. Wonder if I'm gonna just get out the yellow and the orange, just in cases for a little side idea. I got a little side idea. All right. That one is... oh, that one's okay. I want to, of course, stay away from something too, I want to stay away from AI, definitely. You know, we can do that. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Let's do that. Okay, so we'll go over here. You go there. Boop. And then you go there. Boop. And then you go there. Boop. And then you go there. Boop. Okay, cool, cool. All right. So we're going to just sort of leave that cropped for now. That should be fine when we close this. Okay, so we're all right. Yeah, so that's our page. Let's go ahead and make that big for now, so y'all can see all of that stuff. Okay. So I like, as far as wolves themselves so far, I like this guy. It's got not a perfect silhouette. I like that is turned a little bit. Is this one howling in the rain? No, is that rain or snow? It's got to be snow. Look at that, how some of these are going in different angles. That's got to be snow. Very cool. He's cool though, but not enough of his face. It's from too far below. He's a little bit too close up. And yeah, I think we're gonna aim for something that ends up with a feel like this. Oh, I'm in the way. Emily, move. Ah, there we go. Got it. Something about like that. Stop it. There you go. Okay. But we do like... I think we do like this as our wolf. Let me know if you have any other better options. From what we've seen here. Do we like anything else? Perfect silhouette's kind of cool, but I like a little bit more of an angle to it. Like this guy, he's got his head straight. He's straight up, going straight for it. It's kind of funny thinking about what that does to your windpipe and esophagus and all of the bits in there. That this, your head way up like that is the motion for getting, is the position for getting the most volume out. I find that interesting. Dogs are definitely built different. Yeah, 2 AI. No poop. No poop. Bargain. All right, I think. Oh, I think I like him. Do we like anything different in the coats? No, his coat's pretty cool. And we're gonna do purple anyway, so we can play around a lot. Oh, what? Is that a photo? I don't know that. I think that's composite. I don't think that's the way the breath would work. If that is one of the coolest photos I think I've ever seen, but I don't think it's real. Oh, wolves are just so fun. Look at how pretty they are. All right. We've spent enough time on this. All right, let's get a pencil and do our rough outline, and then we'll dive in. It's very sweaty here, and I need to move closer to. Wolves are good floofs. Yes, very good floof. Okay, and now so we need to go back to crop this again. Okay, where that is at is pretty good. I'm going to... Oh, I do want it over here. Where's the camera at? Oh, that's a good fake cheap ass way to do it. And I'll just make it bigger. That way I don't have to move my chair too much. I like that a lot. Okay. Let's... There isn't enough room for my leg. Ow, 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 ow. Between the chair and the desk. And I want my little stool over here. Oh, yes, hold on. I want to show you this. This is very important. This is my new footrest at my desk. I found this outside at my parents' house after they had moved to Texas, as I was helping kind of clean the last bits out. Old white wooden stool that is very, very important to me. Gotta get my cushions back on there. All right, got my cushion set. Okay, so that is extremely important to me because I believe it was the first thing that my dad and I did together. So he built the stool and I painted it. And it is, yeah, like the earliest memory I have of actually like doing something, you know, working with him, other than just like sitting on the floor next to him watching football. Those are my two earliest memories. And this is something that I don't believe it's ever been repainted. Since I was in my 40s, it ended up outside and got kind of beat to crap. If you notice, the bottom was bare wood. It was a little wood rotted, and so I sanded off a bit before, and I'm actually going to probably repaint it at some point. But yeah, I just love that it's the first thing that I remember that the first project my dad and I did together, and now it gets to be my footrest. I've had it at my house for a year and a half, 2 years now, and just realized like, oh my God, like it's about the right height. I should use it as my footstool. And so that's what I'm doing. Well, welcome back, Christina. As you see, we've got a wolf over here to the right. I'm going to bring him in a little bit more. And we're going to try and draw him. I need to move the window over here, and that didn't change anything for y'all. The cord for the phone is in my way, but I think I'm going to be fine anyways. So we'll do... All right, I'm going to make him a little bit smaller than I want to. Comes straight down a little bit out, even. And then comes down to about this angle. And yeah, that's kind of it. We've got the head here, the eye socket. I'm hoping I'm getting this right. I don't have the mouth open, so I'm clearly not giving enough space for this yet. I think we've got that pretty good. Bring that down, and we'll give him the bottom of his jaw, little bottom lip. Bring that down and in. We've got to redo pretty much the whole neck and chest. We missed that a little bit. I believe it was somewhere in high school. I found one of these beautiful Stettler mechanical pencils, and it was a white one, not red. And I started playing with it, and then eventually I started drawing with it. And I really haven't looked back. I have found that I just love drawing with mechanical pencil. I love the detail it's able to get. This is a 0.5. The first one I had, the original Stettler, was a 0.7. I'm kind of impressed that I actually remember that, honestly. All right, so we got our nose here. We're gonna go over our eye socket just a little bit. And then the head actually comes up this way, and we go straight into an ear almost. It's a little bit of a bend there. We got a nice big old ear there. Let's see. So we got the eye is here. I see my proportions already kind of falling off, so I'm trying to mitigate this as soon as possible. So we've got a gray shape there, kind of comes around here around the jowls, and then about there is where the ear starts. So we can kind of come off of there and go down out to the ear here, and then come back up to the head. How does that look? Do we like that? It seems weird to me, but with the size of the mouth and the jaw. And then we go straight into the transverse welcome hold music. Raina, make a note of that. We do need to, if we ever get phones, this needs to be our hold music. That is a requirement. That'd be amazing. The ear does look a little bit funky, but not too bad. I think I might cheat reality a little bit here and just make it more of what feels right than what is actually technically correct. That is a prerogative we have sometimes. We can fudge reality for the sake of what we want to do. All right, let's get out our purple pen and start purpling. I'm gonna lighten up some of these lines. I went a little heavy with a couple of these. Really drew this out in pretty decent detail that we don't really want to have in there. Oh, and then to back that up, what is this? This one's a little bit newer. Tough Stuff eraser stick from Stanford. Okay, that's what these are. Absolutely love these. Mechanical eraser. So it works like a mechanical pencil, but it's an eraser. And I don't know if you can see here on the tip, it comes in a cylinder, but eventually you can get a nice little point if you rotate it as you're using it, and that gives you the ability to get in and do some kind of fine erasing, some fine adjustments. So that is my combo, the mechanical pencil. And unfortunately, I did do that whole diatribe about the Stettler pencils. And it's actually a Pentel that I like. They don't make these anymore, which is a bummer. But my favorite part of this is that it's got a twist eraser on the end. And for some reason, that is just my jam. I can hide the eraser entirely and do my penciling. But yes. The pens, the fit on the pens here, the Pilot G2, my absolute favorite pens. I found these a couple years ago, and I have not looked back. I love these to death. All right, what did we do here? Let's, okay, the jaw is pretty smooth, not a lot of fuzz there. And then as we start to make our curve, that's when we get a little bit fuzzier. So we're going to do not a solid line. We're going to come out here and do some little bits there instead. And then we might have to, I do like the idea of what we did with the unicorn, having that nice thick line. And we can still accomplish that. I just want to make sure that we do the tips nice here, and then we can come back and figure that out. Let's see. Yeah. Just a little bit. This doesn't have to be anything big and special, Em. Just do it. We're just trying to get down. We're not going to get down to 15 minutes on these. I'm still taking my time on them, but hopefully in the next few weeks we'll get these down to about 15 minutes. I want to do a 10-minute intro and setup with y'all, and then go straight into a drawing. Spend about 15 minutes on it, and then queue up the second drawing. Got a little bit of whiskerness happening here. Again, we'll kind of do that and make sure we get the shape right. I'm not quite nailing it so far, but we're getting there. We're getting there. What do we have? Do we have anything going on there? Not really. It's just sort of open and he's just going for it. Make sure to get his tooth in there. Always difficult working in the negative, especially with ink, where you can't go back after you've filled it in too much. I do not have a white paint pen. So that is the most difficult and most crucial part of the entire drawing today. Now, there's this really cool thing. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see a lot of darkness and a lot of black around the muzzle. And then the white on the outside almost gives him a glow. I do like that. So we're going to kind of treat lightly around there for now as we mark that in. And then we're going to come back to that and do a little bit more on the treatment there. A nice black on the right nostril that kind of comes out off of the muzzle a bit. A little bulb of the nose over the top of that. Yeah, we should go up a little bit higher. This is going to be tough because there's a lot of black on this, but it doesn't actually end up being black. It's just like there's a lot of different tonal grays, and that's gonna bring us a good challenge here as we try and get this shape correct. I think we ended up there. I don't think we started very close, but I think we ended up pretty close. Okay. All right, and then we'll just do a little bit of light shading in there to kind of fill in and get that dark bit there without going too heavy-handed. And we'll do some of the same on the nose to get some of that darkness, but get the highlights still in there. Very, very tough. Very tough. It's mostly muscle and bone on top. There's not a lot of fat or fuzz up there. And as we come right by the eye, we start to go up over the eye socket. Nice little curve in there. We start to get some tufts. So we get to get some little eyebrow tufts. So we'll get some fuzzy in there, the same way we've been doing the other bits. And we're going to come back at some point. We're going to cheat that a lot with a thicker outline to find our edges a little bit better. Forgive me for turning the drawing a little bit. Hopefully you can still follow okay as I go to do this. We got some serious fuzz going on over these ears. And then the ear goes back to being pretty much just the ear cartilage, maybe with a little bit of fuzz at the end. I think I'm doing a little too much fuzz, but it's fine. It's fine. As we come around here, what are we doing? Just a little bit of... We're just doing a little bit of fuzziness. And then this is where we're going to get into the part that I am going to obsess over and have the most fun with, which is getting this to look like tufted fur that is splitting out in different directions and doing all kinds of puppy fur type of things. And getting the different tones and shades and stuff all in that. We can do a little bit of more darkness around the ear here. And let's give him the back of his neck. Let's start that here. That's going to be the fuzziest bit of all of this. And we want to come down a little bit and then give him the curve out to his back. Okay. Liking this so far. We're doing pretty good. This is actually going to be one of the simpler drawings we could have done. You know, we just get to play with some fur. As long as we get his eye shape pretty good and get him... too pointy there. Let's get a little bit more rounded. We go in and it starts as sort of like a dark kind of bit, a little bit of skin there, but then ends up in fuzziness. So there we go. And then we'll do, let's see, where do we want to focus next? Since the rest is just going to be filling in fur, I'm going to start working down. I think we've got enough of the shape okay. I'm not stoked on that eye, but I think we're close enough for the horseshoes and hand grenades game here. Let's start filling in some of these whisker holes here. Whisker pores. It's really fascinating how it does this interesting sort of like taper. I think that's good enough for those, and then we'll just kind of shade in there. We need to get this bit that we did before to be a little bit darker. And for some reason, it's filling in like this really nice kind of light purple, which is absolutely perfect. That's wonderful. I'm very happy with that. We can just kind of blend that out a little bit here. I'm losing my chat. Sorry, y'all. Let's see. So I love mechanical pencil, says Raina. Same. How did you learn to draw? That's going to be the hardest question I think anybody could ask me. I drew a squirrel when I was in 5th grade. That was sort of one of the first things that I like drew and looked pretty good. I think that same year or maybe the year before I did this like painting of my mom and myself, and it's just absolutely horrendous. It just looks like some little typical little kid painting, right? I think the color was pretty good, if I remember right. And then I think in between those two, I did a tree that had some really fun texture to it, and I was starting to learn kind of like light and color. And then when I got to the squirrel, like that's when it was just like I started to kind of see it that I could draw. But I don't remember beyond that what I actually drew or learned. It just started to kind of show up. So what I learned from like drawing classes was some kind of technique stuff, but the ability to draw was just sort of inherent, unfortunately. And I mean it unfortunately as in like trying to describe how like other people can draw like this. It was just there in me, and developed and came out to be stronger and stronger over the years. And then I found a love for drawing people, you know, portraits and things, and animals, and a little bit of animals. But then I think before I really got into doing too many animals, other than that first squirrel, ducks. I really got into drawing ducks, and the rest is just practice, just staying with it, trying different things, sort of just a lot of self-taught stuff, just a lot of like trying it and seeing what I liked, seeing what worked. I'm doing it that way. I can't imagine that's a very satisfying answer, and I apologize. I also don't, if you know anything about me, I don't like anything that comes across as ego, and I feel like there's a lot of that in there of just like, well, just good at the game. But yeah, that's kind of a lot of it, honestly. All right, now let's see. Can we? I'm getting nervous. I'm getting a little nervous here. I'm not. There's some things I'm not happy with. I'm a little worried about drawing a white dog with a dark pen. But as we saw over here, we've got techniques for doing a little bit of like kind of cross hatching. Do some more kind of parallel line work to make some of this fuzziness and some of these colorations. And I think we'll get there. And I'm just gonna kind of bounce around a little bit, and you know what? Right now, honestly, that is just the truth. Like I'm a little bit, I'm losing a little bit of my confidence in this right now, and so I'm just going to go and find areas that I know I can do and I can do pretty well, and just boost that confidence back up. And I guess that's something I don't really think that I've done consciously or really paid much attention to as I'm drawing, but saying that now, it makes a lot of sense. It resonates really well with me of how it goes where you're going through a project and things are just not working out, but you need to keep going. So yeah, then it becomes, well, let me switch over to something that I'm more confident that I can accomplish. And the thing to remember is right now I am currently practicing. That's what is happening now. I'm doing things and I know how to draw, yes, but I'm currently practicing and working on technique as I'm doing this. And so, yeah, I'm in the middle of trial and error at the same time as I'm, using the typical skills that I have in drawing this. So I don't know how to finish that sentence, but that is a part of it for me. It's figuring out as I'm going. But having enough history and skill built up over the years of experimenting and trying different things to know that I can pull this off. If I just kind of keep at it, I can get there. Especially, like I said, if I try that trick of just sticking to things that I feel fairly confident that I can pull off and moving from there. And also on something like this, like obviously I don't want to try and replicate every piece of hair. It's gesture, as I think one of my teachers would say. It's not rendering. It's representation of it. And so that's what I just got to try and focus on now is represent this as best as I can without getting too caught up in too many of the details. On the smoker you're building. Okay. Well, hopefully I will. I love that. I will probably try and stick to the 3 o'clock because I wanted to be on early enough for people to come and see. Next week, it looks like I'm going on a trip to visit a friend who just had GCS. So I'm probably going to be out next week, and I don't think I'm going to be able to set up a remote of it. I'm going to try and see if I can put together somebody to host in the meantime, but I don't think I have anybody who would be set up, especially not in a week's time to get it all together. So most likely we're probably just going to miss next week. But I like I said, I do like the idea of staying with the 3 o'clock and keeping with that because I think it's a good time. 3 o'clock Pacific, obviously. Yeah, now we're starting to see some of the things falling apart that where I Oh, I put that in the wrong place entirely. That's why. This is like up here. Can we salvage that? Let's see if we can fix a little bit of that with some of the fuzziness. I think it's fine, and we'll do a nice big thing out of this little tuft out to that line down the ear. It's just kind of hard because his ears are backwards. Because as they put him back, they sort of rotate him this way. So from our side, like, yeah, it's the outside bit of the ear. We'll do the nice, like, fuzzy, dark edge here, like almost edge, just inside the edge. Let me switch over a little bit here. Okay, that's looking good. I'm liking a lot of this. Let's see. The other thing I gotta remember is, you know what? This is a quick little drawing. If I do screw it up royally, doesn't matter. There will be plenty of chances. There'll be plenty of episodes of the show. Plenty of other things that we can do better. We can learn from. It's all about learning. It's all about improving. As long as we're doing that, that's all that matters. Let's get back into here and do some more darkness, a little bit more fuzziness, and get some more of the grayness going in here, the darker gray. I don't think there's anything I need to really kind of follow in this, so I'm just going to sort of do my own thing, looking up occasionally, but I don't think there's anything I really need to adhere to here. I'm going to go back over near the ear again soon, or not, the eye again soon. There we go. Oh, my friend Amanda is calling me. Rena, would you mind messaging Amanda and relaying anything important if there's something super important? Ah, yes, one of the good Valkyrie songs. Yes. I love this one. This was an important bit because this shapes a bit of the head. And that's, I'm a little bit far back on this. I think it's the spot kind of like behind the jaw. The base of the ear behind the jaw there. I hope I'm not off of the page here. That really does not look good on this on camera. Holy crap. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go around the eye a little bit. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the camera adjusting. It's too dark. Damn it. But it'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine, Em. Quit panicking. Been a very emotional day for me today, so I think that I think I'm just more kind of sensitive to trying to make this quote unquote right. There's just the subtlest little shadowing here around the mouth. I want to get that. I want to get that right, and I want to get a lot of this stuff. Like, it seems so cool. Very subtle. I want to get it without putting too much ink on here because I want to keep him really light and easy. Oh, not on the ball there. There we go. Oh, this is fun. I'm really liking this part here. Try and get this pretty good here because this is a really fun part of the neck where we start to get into longer hair that kind of is staying together in sort of clumps, without a better word for it. Strands, maybe? I don't know. Trying to get myself trapped into doing exactly what I didn't want to do, which is drawing like every hair, every tuft. Ooh, that screwed up the page. Turn it. Let's see. I'm gonna turn it this way so I can easier to follow these lines if I'm my arm's in a certain position. There we go. Okay, that's cool. All right. But what's going on here? This one is... We sort of changed technique, and we found a better technique after we'd started, but this part isn't matching and doesn't quite do what I'm looking for. So we're going to see if we can adjust things around it to kind of get it to where it looks like the rest. I think that was pretty good. Do we have any? No, it all kind of comes this way. Yeah. I got an iPhone notification with a text message. Let's see what we got in the text message. Oh, I did, thank you. I did, mention the Lego thing in Melbourne. She does know about that. Oh. I hope I can catch, yeah, we did that one. Well, Hi, Stony Man. I didn't have a chance to say hi to you yet. To finish a project, even if it does not turn out how you would like. Yes, because the thing is again, if I take this as I am learning as I'm doing this, then the more I do, the more I learn. So, and getting into the habit of not giving up is extremely important. So that's sort of the most important lesson is just making sure not to ever give up, to keep going, even if you're not happy with where it's going or with the result. With the exception of, I used to tend to keep effing around and futzing with something until because I was trying to accomplish something with it and wasn't happy with some bit, and at some point I had to learn to just call it good enough at some point and stop and not overdo it, because that is definitely a thing that can happen. You can just keep playing with it and tweaking and trying to fix it until you've tweaked it into oblivion, because you've, like for this, it'd be very easy for me to concentrate too much on things, on some bits, and put too much ink down and really fill in this what should essentially be a really white part with some little accents of hair. We're just trying to represent this versus just filling it in too much, making it too dark. So that is a big concern, making sure you know when to stop, when to move on. This eye before is a good example where I spent a little bit too much time on it, made it a little bit too dark. And so it's like sort of a matter of coming back and trying to finish it up and make it match the rest without putting too much ink on and making it too dark. And it's very different from the pony. The interesting thing, so the pony, the unicorn, is pretty smooth. I don't know what kind of hair you'd say that it sticks pretty close to the skin. It lays all in one direction, whatever. Whereas the wolf has all this different stuff. So it's a completely different texture. So it does require a completely different treatment, I feel. And I mean, you just look at these two side by side. I don't know how well the phone is representing these, but just a very, very different stylistic approach and need here to accomplish this. I've got some good videos to put out soon, some fun clips for old Being Trans episode. I'm trying to get caught up on those. I am starting on February's episodes. We have a couple episodes from February, and then I'll do March and April and get us caught back up. And then once we're caught up and kind of putting out episodes pretty close to when they release, then we'll go back and find any other in the archives to pull forward as well. But yeah, I'm excited because there's a lot of fun clips and a lot of fun things that we're able to mine now. That's just sitting there on sitting here on my computer or in YouTube, waiting to be edited, waiting to be put out there. Really important that these lines be parallel, and a lot of the time I'm not doing that. It's kind of cool. There's these like little kind of arrow pointy tuft bits that I'm able to do. So yeah, Raina, if you could remind, I don't know if you've had a chance to message Amanda yet. I'm sorry, I'll get back into chat a little better. focusing on drawing and reading the chat can be a little bit difficult sometimes. But yeah, if you can just remind her that I am on stream and I will be with her soon, that would be amazing. I think this is going okay. Not honestly what I'd hoped, but I think we're doing okay. I think we're doing all right. I'm gonna come back over all of this a little bit and just get some more dark tone into this, because now we're getting back into like a little bit, not gray, but mid-gray, I guess. Maybe it is gray. One of the fun things that we had happen recently is an episode of the transgender show got picked up by the algorithm in a decent way, and so we got some good traffic off of it. And the cool thing is so I've been kind of scrambling to get caught up with content and get as much out and get as much ready as possible. A couple episodes of the transgender show, couple episodes of being trans, some of the bits, Meme Diver, dating game. We have another episode of the dating game to put out. And just try to keep that stuff going as much as possible and take advantage of that bump that we got. We were basically gaining subscribers that went way up. And so it was basically a month's worth of subscribers per day that we were getting, which was just wild and so fun. It's great to see those numbers go up and see things starting to kind of come together. So that's been really fun. So that's why I'm just been real busy trying to get a lot of stuff together and get it out and stay consistent with it, get things published. So if you're following the YouTube channel, hopefully your inbox is getting inundated with lots of cute and fun stuff in the best of ways. Now, are we starting to, yeah, we're starting to get some patterns in here. So we'll try and keep these a little bit tighter, and we gotta kind of curve them up here because they kind of come from the back behind the ear. I'll look in chat in just a second. I'm sorry. One more little bit here that I want to kind of start to get in is this little bit of fat roll from the neck. Oh, I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun. This is great. This is sort of my favorite thing to do, is these. And you get the nice, like, parallels going and can just kind of do quick little scratches, and they really start to put together something neat and recognizable as fur. And it's just I'm having a lot of fun right now. Best mood. Spent a lot of time today trying to process. You know, I went for my little hike run this morning and just A lot of emotional stuff that's built up and kind of still sitting there, and trying to deal with it and let it come out. And then was messaging with a friend earlier, and just put in the chat a crying emoji because I just started crying all of a sudden. Just a dap. I just started crying, and then it's just like they were all confused. It was actually two friends. They were all confused, like, why is there a crying emoji? And so one of them laughed at it like I was being over dramatic. And it's like the fact that they put a laugh emoji on my crying emoji actually made me laugh out loud, because I just like, well, they don't understand what's going on, and that pulled me out of it. That little laugh made me feel very kind of happy. Just made me laugh, and kind of brought me out of the sadness. So that was fun. That is great. That is great. This is great. This is great. I'm so excited. Let's get to chat though. Do you think it's important if, no, we talked about the finishing and just not quitting. This will be my next tattoo. Yes, and we talked about the Lego show. Amanda, I'll call when we're done. Yeah. Yep, I will definitely call her when we are done. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Ooh, excuse me, Bubbles. I am trying to be super healthy. I have not been happy with my weight loss or my weight gain. Weight loss has been amazing, but a lot of stress eating, a lot of problems, a lot of different things. Not being as active as I would like to be. Not going out very much. So yeah, just not being extremely active. So I'm trying to do different things. I'm trying to get up and do those little hikes in the morning, and then also trying to eat a little bit better. So I made my first quinoa today. That was a fun little experiment and try. And for those of you that would ask and are curious, yes, it absolutely was a ChatGPT recipe. And I mean, by recipe, that's a hell of a stretch of words. It was just basically, how do I cook quinoa? What can I put in it? I've got broccoli, mushrooms, and carrots. Like, what sort of? Just sort of like, for some suggestions. Of course, I did sort of my own thing, but ended up with this sautéed mushroom and little bitty tiny carrot medallions, because they were cut off of baby carrots, with broccoli, quinoa, and a fried egg on top. So very fun. So that was good. Nice and filling. I still haven't really quite found this guy yet, have I? I guess that's what this was attempting to be, but... I don't know if I don't know if you all have seen it. It was probably a little bit of a subtle shift, but from up here, definitely in here, to down over here, like, I'm definitely drawing differently, and it's flowing much easier, and things are just sort of working out better. I just have sort of I fell into the zone and kind of figured out some of the things that I needed to up here. This one's still being a little bit of a pain in the butt. I'll figure it out. I think it's because of longer strokes are helping accomplish more of what I want and more of what I see. I do want to kind of retouch this a little bit here. Yeah, those aren't going the way I want them. But it still ended up working. We want to fill in a little bit more of that kind of in here too. I don't even know where we're at. Go some little bit longer hairs in here to make that transition a little bit better. Other thing that's cool, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's one of my favorite things about working with these pens, is the roller ball seems to have a little bit of dryness in it, or I'm more on the edge, the little metal rim around the roller ball than the roller ball itself. So I'm just getting little light bits of color from the roller ball, and that's really helping with my control, which is nice. Let's go back up in here and do some more of the more of this stuff. A little bit too much of a gap in there. This music just seems like light and silly and fun to me, so I use this for my blooper reel of Transverse News. If you have not stopped and watched the Transverse News blooper reel from when I was doing that show, you absolutely owe it to yourself to go to the magnifying glass within the Transverse page and search for bloopers. Remember in YouTube, there's two searches. There's the one at the top, but then as you're on a creator's page and seeing their content, there's also a little magnifying glass above that. Click there and type in bloopers when you get a chance. I think you will find that to be quite a treat. I love to do things as serious as possible and as professional as possible, but the problem is that my tongue falls apart on me sometimes and just sort of fights with me. And you can just see me sort of fighting back in those clips. And it's very, very fun. I love being able to put that together and being able to laugh at myself with those. That was really cool. But yeah, this provided the silly music bed for me trying to get lines out, trying to read, trying to get my tongue untied. Just very fun. I don't think we're going to, we're not going to be able to get to that black bit on, basically it starts at the bottom of where the pen's at over here, just on the shoulder. It's too far back. And this is all a little bit too much the same. I'm going to see if I can add some more darkness in here to get that, more of that sort of head separation. Where the hair kind of goes together, but there's still a pretty definitive line. I think that worked. Anything else we want to do? Let's do a little bit more. It's getting a little bit too random. And I just want to put some of these like sort of dark spots back in and give some more definition. This is where we start to get into the danger zone. We're pretty much there. And from now on, it's that balance of, does this need to be done or is this overdoing it? I'm going to get a little bit of his bit coming off the chest there. Maybe we throw some little tufts in there here. I'm not particularly stoked with those lines. We'll go back in and put some that are a little bit more parallel. Over here, we'll just do kind of the hair. It's a little less. It's not as long, and so it just sort of fills back in with dark texture more than, you know, really too many distinguishable hairs. Whereas up here, it's still kind of tufting and providing some big kind of clumps. And then I get it back over here, and it's just sort of like, it's just sort of gray. Mostly it's kind of a gray texture. So shorter lines. A little more kind of clumped together. Don't know how to go off the end of the page here. I think this is going to work okay. I can't even tell by the drawing or by the photo where we kind of are in the drawing right now. Sort of off script. I think it kind of shows that we don't know what we're doing down in this part, but I think it's still okay. All right. So one of the things that I think is really great about I'm going to call this done. One of the things that I really like about the unicorn is that it's got that nice thick outline around it. So I think we're going to thicken up the outline now that we've got kind of our fuzziness coming off of here. We do need to be mindful of our whiskers. So let's go ahead. Let's just reverse the whiskers because I can't do white whiskers. I'm not on a dark background. I know cats use their whiskers for actual, like, to detect things, you know, detect how wide things are and if they're able to fit through them and things like that. Anybody have any idea what dog whiskers are used for? Do they actually use them? Is that something that they have a lot of sensitivity towards? Where are my dog spurts in the chat? The experts that know all about the floofers. I'm actually even going to break this line a little bit here and there. It's got the thickness, the thick bits to it, but then there's also like where the white hair breaks it, and I think that'll have kind of a cool look. We'll see. And the Hey Mr. Sunshine or Mr. Blue Sky song comes on as we're kind of wrapping this guy up. Always makes me happy. Do 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 do. Ba-dum dum. Ba-dum dum. Ba-dum dum 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 dum. Dum dum. Dum dum. Ba-dum dum 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 dum. That's got to be great TV, right? Just Emily sitting here and doing mouth noises to songs. I'm sure it's great TV, and you're welcome. Somebody had just a bunch of like silly instruments and they're like, we should really do a song with this. Just use all of these things. Oh, my eyes are going blurry all of a sudden. Come on. Focus. Not helping here, hon. Not helping. Gotta love the cowbell. Slide whistle even. I mean, come on. There are not enough songs with slide whistle in it, right? Did that give enough of a solid, thick outline for our wolf? I think it did. All right. Now let's see if we can do this. Can we do this without making it look stupid? And the question is, do we want a yellow moon or do we want a blue moon? I'll leave it to our lovely Raina. Miss Christina Wolfhaven. Would you like a yellow moon or a blue moon? Where are you? You're over here. Don't see a slide whistle nearly enough. Hi, Alice. How are you doing? I miss you. I hope you're doing well. Brooke, I don't believe I acknowledged you directly. I'm sorry. Hello. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Everybody else in the YouTube chat. I saw Charlotte in there. We've got Christina and Raina. We've got Anna. We have Stony Man. Alexis had to bounce for work. Oh, okay, awesome. Good. I will check that. I have not been good about checking Discord. I have been IRL and in DaVinci Resolve editing programs. Blue moon. Okay. Where's my blue? All right. I'm going to need some help on the moon here. That's pretty good. I shouldn't have shown that. That's pretty good, but not exceptionally helpful. That is a video. I need images. Why are we on video? That's a bad moon. That's a fake moon. This is a real moon. That image is very fake, but the moon is real at least. The real moon? Anywhere? Anyone? I think we just got to do a search for a moon. What is going here? Oh, the puppy. It's the baby one. That's pretty dope. It's not going to be super helpful. This is fake moon, but I like the technique. It's very cool. All right. I'm going to call it good enough, and we'll just... But is that the right... All right. I'm really tempted to go very Neil deGrasse Tyson and be like, Northern Hemisphere summer moon. Okay. Emily, stop overthinking it. Oh, y'all can't see that. Moon. With a little crater at the bottom. That's kind of cool. But I do want to do the darkness at the bottom. So let's see. Nope. Okay, that's our big one. So that's the basic, the sort of technique of it. Oh, but it's just hovering here, so we can't really. What can we do here? I would hate to ruin this drawing on the moon. That would suck. Or get a lot of dark smudges on my unicorn while I'm going around this thing. If you get this in, done into a tattoo, that'd be dope. That'd be so cool. Be very excited to see that. Holy crap, busy day today. I'm doing karaoke tonight. Talk about Howling at the Moon. Okay, so we'll just do... I think I'm going to keep all of my... I think I'm going to try and keep all of my lines parallel at about this angle. As we get close to the edge, I might kind of bend a little bit, but I'm going to try and see if I can keep everything pretty consistently at about, I don't know, is that sort of like a 45 feeling angle, kind of? Let's go back to our other moon. I think I've got that bit down enough. All right, and then we can start getting into some of the actual spots on the moon. And this is where you lose me for a minute because I'm just going to be focused on trying to do this, okay? And not fuck it all up. Just trying to breathe through it a little bit and kind of just stay focused. Focus. The pronouncing focus like fuckus is a bit that I get from Mallrats, of course. This one sounds like the theme from House. Come on, Pen. You're not behaving very well. Hold on. Come on. And then I end up with a bunch of dark underneath this where I could, like, oh, I totally could have done white whiskers. It's a great wolf, quinoa is good. I wish I had made it to Pride. Hope that the tea isn't too bad. Do you mean like the drama that happened? There didn't seem to be really any drama that I saw. Everything was nice there. At least at Ventura Pride. They use their whiskers for sense of smell. Is that what you're saying? Sense of smell for other animals. Ah, cool. Their paws have a scent on them too. Yeah. The paws have the scent. Yeah, that's very, very common in the animal kingdom. The paws are how they leave scent and mark a lot. Terrified of fucking this up, and so I'm having a hard time breathing here. I'm doing these bits. What's the transverse hold music again? I'm just going, and I'm just hoping that in the end all of this that I step back and I look at this moon and I go like that moon worked, because it's different. It's all sort of parallel lines, which is not the way the wolf is done, but maybe that works. I don't think it looks very moony, but that's just me. It's fine though. This is that point, I think, Raina, where you just cut your losses and stop adding crap to it. I'm just trying to fill in this last little bit up here. And then we're going to thicken up our outline, and we're going to call that the moon. Which, if I remember right, is named Luna, I believe, isn't it? Because we call our moon the moon. And other moons on other planets have specific names. But our moon has a specific name too. Like I said, I think it's Luna. Don't ever say that Emily didn't teach you anything on her streams. Now, of course, I just said I think, which is not really teaching as much as like speculating. But we're going to move past that. It's fine. This would be going a lot better if I could draw a circle, right? Just filling this a little bit better here. And hopefully NDT isn't disgusted by this sad attempt at a moon. Y'all, oh god, that doesn't look round at all. Oh god, that doesn't look round at all. Holy crap. Perspective is very important in this. I really hope to have that the line be really light up at the top here where it was supposed to be light, but getting a little lumpy. I can fix a little bit over here, I think. And if I come down a little bit straighter here, I think... There we go. I think that's fun. I think that's fun. I think that I just partnered with some new video people and they all use Resolve. Nice. I love it far more than Premiere. That's great. And it's free. I don't know if you're using the free version because there is a paid version that has lots of extra tools, but the free version of DaVinci Resolve is amazing. Cannot recommend it highly enough to people. You got to hang out with Kevin Smith on his birthday? Oh, that's very cool. Damn. That'd be pretty fun. Does he know you, who you are? Or would you just get kind of invited by, you know, like friend of a friend of a friend kind of a thing and got to go along? Raina changed her username to hopefully brighten everybody's day. I like how there's a sense of depth. Yes, it is Luna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Luna is Latin for moon. There we go. Oh, let's, gonna be weird, and I'm gonna sign this in the blue. Eight. Oh, I should have moved it over. Oh, well, whatever. 820. Perfect. Good enough. Extremely happy with that. We can erase our dumb divider line that wasn't even vaguely straight. Hopefully I'll find a way to cut this and make it work. Probably should stop doing it like this and probably do one drawing per page, but I set out to do it this way and I wanted to finish it this way, so we've finished it that way. We're gonna go ahead and hide our moon. Move these over here. And that is our final. Can we bring this up a little bit higher? Get a little bit more focus. Yeah. So the moon sort of depends on how you hold the page. Like if you go like this, like it starts to get oddly shaped, but most of the time it's pretty nice. The eye ended up fine. Still not stoked with some of the coloring up here. I might want to go back in and add a little bit more. There's some parts in here I'm not super happy with. Kind of blend that part out into other bits a little bit here. Okay. I think that fixed a little bit of what I had a problem with. Again, gonna ignore the image and gonna do a little bit of there. Okay. Oh yeah. I like that a lot more. Okay. I shouldn't touch it after I've signed it. After you've signed it, you can't touch it. But then there's bits that you're like, oh, I need to fix that. Use this and hope that it doesn't screw this up. Why would you ever attempt, Emily, to do a perfect circle on a rough sketch? It seems like a very donkey idea to try. Yes, the moon's going to be the worst part of this. We're going to let it go. I don't like the way this looks at all on camera. The wolf is good. Doesn't quite focus on it. The wolf is really good, but the moon is giving me problems. But in person, I don't mind the moon as much. It's got some oddness to it, but you know, it's fine. If you draw a circle, get something that's a circle and trace it. Don't freehand a freaking circle. See, we're learning things. We're learning important things. Well, thank you, Alice. I love that. You taped the Santa Fe special at his theater in Red Bank on his birthday. Oh, so you were just there at the theater. Okay. Oh, I'd love to do a live show for my birthday. That'd be so cool. Due to atmospheric disturbance, the moon often looks wonky. Well, thank you for coming back in, Alexis, and dropping that. You're making me feel a lot better. I appreciate that. It sounds less impressive that way. Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to really burst your bubble there or deflate your moon. Yeah, sorry. No, it's cool. I never... So I was a massive Kevin Smith fan. And also a massive fan of K-Rock here in Los Angeles. And he got to be a guest on there a few times. They brought him on regularly. They just had so much fun with him. And he got to be really good friends with Ralph Garman, who was the big kind of goofy voices guy on that show, on the Kevin and Bean show in the morning on K-Rock. And I listened to that show religiously for years and absolutely loved him. And then big fan of Kevin Smith. They did a thing in Hollywood. I don't know if they're still doing that. What was the Hollywood one? But anyways, what was the Hollywood thing that they did? But anyways, they did that show for many, many years, and I never went once. And it's like maybe an hour drive from here. Fun thing, I've been by Red Bank. We didn't actually go through Red Bank, stupidly somehow, but we did go to Leonardo, and I have been to, and I believe inside the Quick Stop. So, but yeah, I have photos of us at the Quick Stop. And yeah, we drove around a little bit. We saw the spot where there's the one scene where they leave and they go to drive to Julie Dwyer's funeral. And we found actually a spot of that road was not too far. I think we just sort of stumbled on it, but that was cool. Nice. Yeah, I'll have to find mine. Mine are photos. I would have to take a photo of those photos because I don't have a way to scan them and put them up. I think they should be up in the garage somewhere. But yeah, that was fun. Yeah, K-Rock was amazing. I loved K-Rock and listened to it religiously. So they did a thing called April Foolishness, which was they would bring together a bunch of comedians in around-ish April 1st, and it would be, I think, God, what was it? It was at least a 2-hour show, and they would have like 15 comedians. I saw Ray Romano there. Eddie Izzard was there one time. God, who else were some of the big guys? Bob Saget was there a couple times. Crap. Yeah, just an absolute ton of comedians that are, I mean, of course, like, did Kimmel ever do it? I know Carolla did. I don't remember if Kimmel ever did it because, Kimmel used to work on the show. Carolla used to work at K-Rock. So, they're all friends. But yeah, just an absolute A-list of comedians, just a huge block of comedians, and it would be all night. And I got to go to either 5 or 6 of those. Went to one of their Cinco de Mayo events before work. That was fun. And I'm wondering what other events of theirs that I went to. The April Foolishness was the big thing that we went to for many, many years. There was a group of 4 of us that went absolutely regularly. About a half hour from Philly and NYC. Yeah, so you're not too far probably from where our friend Mira Dub-Dubs, formerly of Valkyries and Transverse fame, was probably living when she was out there. I have no idea what time it is or how long we've been doing this. It is 5 o'clock. This was an hour-long show. I need to go. Okay, so we got some tweaks to make. We got some tweaks to make to the show. I don't know that it can be an hour. We'll have to see. I don't think I can do this show in an hour. I think it's got to be a 2, but we'll see. I would like to get it down to an hour and see if I can kind of make it a little snappier, a little quicker. I definitely want to do a little bit of an intro, and then do 3 15-minute drawings, a little bit of an outro, and then be done. So that is the goal. I will not be back next week. I'm going to be on a trip to San Francisco. I'm 99% sure of that. So you won't see me next week. I don't have somebody else to fill in, so it will be the week after. I will be on all Being Trans shows. I'm not going long enough to miss any of those. So Saturdays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, I will be there. There won't be any episodes of the Transgender Show. I haven't lined up any guests since the hiatus after the Australia move and return. But I will be putting more content out on YouTube of past episodes. So stay tuned for those. But as far as live shows, it'll be a minute before I get that. Probably once I get back from San Francisco, I'm going to dive really hard into finding guests for that show. I love you very much. Thank you so much for coming and joining me for a bit and my silliness. I hope you like my wolf, and I will take pictures and share it on my Instagram. Probably put it on the Transverse Instagram, but also on my Emily Would Go Insta. I love y'all. See you soon. Where's my end screen? Did I not build an end screen yet? God, I'm so bad at this game. Huh. Nope. 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 All right. So we just go from this to nothing. Love you.